All right. Hello. Welcome to my live stream today. And I'm going to try to make another agent. Today, what I want to tackle is maintenance of my GitHub repos. I have a bit of a repo problem, an addiction, you might say. And yeah, I've got a lot of repos. This is not a comprehensive list, sadly. There's more than that. And the issue is that a lot of these repos, they need maintenance. And to be honest, the maintenance is often quite boring. But the kind of maintenance they need is package updates, right? A lot of these are Python repos. Some of them also have Node.js, like front ends with JavaScript libraries. So they need Python package updates. They need NPM package updates. There's also kind of, best practices that I adopt over time, like when I learn about a new tool. So for example, I would ideally move to using rough for doing the formatting on a lot of the repos instead of black, like that sort of thing. So generally, I need a better way to maintain updates across many repos, especially for these kind of trivial routine updates. So that's my goal, is to start working with the GitHub API or GitHub MCP servers. We'll see what's the best in order to build agents that can better maintain my repos. So let's get started and make something. All right. So how am I going to get started? Well, the closest thing I have, I usually like to start with whatever repo I have that's the most similar to what I do. So I have the personal LinkedIn agent that I made a few weeks ago, and that uses, Pydantic AI with Playwright. And I could do that. Or I could also start with my Python AI agent frameworks demo repo. That has a bunch of agent frameworks in there. I could start with that because then, I could pick any of them. Really anywhere, because we could go a lot of places. I think I'll start with the personal LinkedIn agent because it's probably the closest to what we want. So let me just say, use this template, create a new repository. See, of course, in order to solve my problem of too many repos, I'm going to make another repo. This is why this is why I end up in this situation. But let's see. For repo name, we'll call it, GitHub repo agent, maintainer agent, something like that. Okay. And an agent for managing updates to my GitHub repos, and we'll make it public because whatever, we're live coding here. All right. So now we'll have a new repository, and it's a 404, but let's reload. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I've got it, and I'm going to open it up locally. And let's do it here. Clone the GitHub repository, clone from GitHub. Okay, so I'm going to open it up in VS Code. All right. And now we've got that open. I'm going to go ahead and copy over my .env from my very similar repo, because it'll have all my Azure OpenAI stuff already set up, so that I can use the same connections for OpenAI and not have to make a new deployment. So let me do that. Okay, so now I've got .env. Okay, great. So that's got a GPT-4o. That's good. Okay, so now I've got this. Let's make a virtual environment so that we can work inside there. But at this point, I kind of need to strip out almost everything here. I can keep using Pydantic AI, but I'm not going to be using Playwright. Instead, I want to use the GitHub API. So let me go ahead and strip this down. So we don't need playwright, and we'll keep the other ones. And I'll go ahead and delete almost everything here. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep the basic Pydantic AI set up. And let me install the requirements so that they exist in our virtual environment. And now we just have a really basic setup here, and I'll be changing this. And let me rename this file to, we'll just call it Repo Manager. We don't quite yet know what it's going to do. All right, so now we've got a basic repo set up. What are we going to do? We need a plan. So I think I'm going to try, I've been meaning to try Nicholas Saka's persona assisted AI software development. He's got this great blog post about his approach to developing something with coding assistance. Let me put this in the chat here. And basically, he starts with a product manager, and then he has an architect, and then he has an implementer, and then he has a problem solver. And each of them he does as basically a separate prompts with different models. So what I can do is take this prompt, and I'm going to say prompt configured. Yeah, new prompt file. Okay, GitHub prompts. This is product manager dot prompt, maybe. I'm not sure exactly what prompt.md. Oh, and it added dot prompt already. Okay. Okay, and then I have the mode. Is this all going to be in? I think it should probably be in agent mode because we wanted to make a file. So the mode is like, I think like this. Okay, agent mode. Oh, do we need like a name? Okay. No, it says unknown property. All right, it's just going to be like that. Let me rename this to product manager.prompt at unbeat. All right. So now I think I should be able to go like this / product manager. Okay. And then I can give it a, what I want it to do. And he uses GPT 4.1 for this one. And he gives it like about a paragraph. Okay. So let me tell the product manager what I want. All right. Okay. So to start off with, let me think of the thing I really wanted is to improve my Dependabot updates, because let me show you the issue with Dependabot. Let me just open up. Let's see which of these are going to show it. So I'll go to the PRs. Okay. And we'll see this. This is a great example. So these two are updates from Dependabot, and they both have failed TI. And that's because Dependabot is not upgrading the packages correctly. I have filed issues in the Dependabot repo, but they have not been fixed and been going on for a few years. So Dependabot is not upgrading Python packages as well as it needs to. And so I have these same, especially with IOHTTP, this happened this week. I've got these IOHTTP failed updates across a bunch of things. Now this one, this is one I actually manually assigned, because you see, this is the original failed one from Dependabot. So then what I did was I made an issue manually here. And I said, hey, upgrade AIHB, see the PR in the failed workflow, and I signed it to Copilot. So I did this manually. I want this to be done automatically, because I can't be going around to all my repos like making issues, because there's just too many. So let's start with seeing if we can fix all those Dependabot PRs, because I need that to happen now because of this IOHTTP security vulnerability issue. So create an agent that uses the GitHub API to find all the repositories where I am the owner, I guess. I'm not sure how to get it, because it's not underneath my organization, but I am the owner of this repo. So hopefully there's a way to get these via the GitHub API. define all the repositories where I'm the owner, slash that are, yeah, okay, let's just try that, where I'm the owner. For each repository, check the open pull requests to find any PR, open PR. Oh, I already said that. PRs from Dependabot, which have failed the GitHub Actions checks. For each PR with a failed check, create a new issue which links to the PR and includes instructions to check the failed workflow and to make sure that pip install runs according to the repo instructions. When assign that issue to GitHub Copilot. You may use an LLM to make decisions at any point where it's helpful or to help craft the issue, right? I don't even know if this one's good, because here's the thing. I'm going to try and use GitHub Copilot coding agent. So that's the LLM. Like, that's what I really need. Like, I don't even know if we need an LLM for all of this. But maybe the LLM, like, will look at the PR. I don't know, right? So LLMs are useful when we need fuzzy decision making. But we may not need it, because maybe all of this is something that we don't need an LLM for, right? If using an LLM, you need a system prompt and function tools or structured output, which is Pydantic models. Okay. All right. So let's see if does that kind of align with, you are a product manager. Okay. The application needs this. Okay. Let's see. Use one reference. Okay. But because I did slash product manager, right? I think I did. It doesn't like show here. Oh no, I think it would work, because look, it says, I'll help you create a product requirements document, parentheses PRD. And so the fact that it references PRD here, I think that means it is, oh yeah, and it says follow instructions. Oh, okay. So really, when you do slash prompt manager, it just tells it to follow instructions in that file. So it added that thing when I did slash prompt manager. Okay. So it's creating the PID, is creating a docs folder. That's nice. Let's see. There's a docs folder. There's the product requirements document. Intelligent problem statement. Automate the detection, generate. Okay. Provide intel. Okay. Primary user. Open source. Okay. Yeah. This as a repository. Oh, look, it's like written like user stories. As a repository, I want the agent on it where I'm the owner, so I don't have to manually accept it. Agent handles pagination. Agent respects GitHub. Filters out archived response. Logs number. Okay. That looks nice. This is so nice. Identify dependent pull requests. As a repository maintainer, I want to identify all the open requests. Agent identifies PRs. Agent filters for open PRs. Oh, how to respond. Okay, logs it. Detect failed. Agent queries. Agent identifies. Agent ignores. Handles PRs. Okay. Analyze the failures. Extracts failure logs. Uses LLM to categorize failure types. Okay, so maybe that's where the LLM will be useful. That relates. That sounds like a good idea, actually, to query the logs. And then it creates actionable issues. Here's the issue title. And then it assigns it to GitHub Copilot, so to use AI. Okay. It looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot more verbose than my paragraph, but it sounds pretty good. And then here, GitHub Copilot is giving me a summary. So scalability, not a huge deal. Reliability, usability, yeah. So that's not a huge deal right now. Okay. Okay, that looks cool. Now we've got our PRD. So now we move on to the architect. So the architect is the one that designs the technical implementation. And okay, and so I'm going to give it the new prompt. So let's go here and new prompt file, GitHub prompts. We'll call it architect, and that'll make architect.prompt.md. I'm going to put this in agent mode again. And this one, once again, is going to make a markdown file in the same docs folder. All right. So now I've got that one. So I'm going to go and look at example. So he used Gemini 2.5 Pro for that. Do I have Gemini? I do. It's in preview mode. Okay. So I've got Gemini 2.5 Pro. And we're in agent mode. Okay, good. Get a little bigger. All right. And let's see. And he didn't, okay, he didn't give an example of what he sent to it, but maybe we just have to tell it, okay, we'll just say /architect, come up with the plan for the tech spec for implementing the repo, let me just add the file. So it was GitHub repo, that the PRD, use Pydantic AI for any LLM calls, and use I think there's a Python GitHub API or REST API calls if no GitHub SDK exists. I actually don't know. I think I've done REST API calls before using like request when interacting with GitHub. And maybe I should give it like, can I give it docs maybe? So output, refer to Pydantic docs for AI docs when needed. I'll say use Pydantic base model for Pydantic for representing any structured outputs along the way. All right, and then I'll say like fetch this. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't know if I got too specific here. I tend to get into the weeds really quickly. Oh, my request failed. This might because it's Gemini. I heard that because this is in preview mode. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not going to be able to use Gemini 2.5. So let's see what the criteria was for this one. Deep technical knowledge, one of the most available. You can swap it out for a thinking model like O3 if your editor supports it. Let's see. Do we have O3? I have O4 mini. Try that. We'll see. Try again. Okay. So now it's trying it with O4 mini. Let's see. Oh, and O4 mini, of course, is a reasoning model. So that means it's going to be a lot slower than the GPT model we were using for. But no, here's done. Okay. To be fair, like it was writing a whole doc. And since it wasn't streaming, it takes more time to do that, right? All right. So it says here's a step-by-step implementation plan. So it's assuming various things, which is not true. Actually, I wasn't going to use an OPI key. I usually use managed identity, but that's fine. PyGitHub. Is that real? Is PyGitHub real? The thing is, these LLMs definitely make up PyPy packages, so you always have to check. Okay, use the full GitHub API in P3. It doesn't look like this is like an official one, but looks pretty good. Is there any like issues? Okay, let's just check out the open an issue, like how many people are using it. Okay, quite a few people using it. Very recently updated. Okay, so seems legit. It looks like we can use an auth token. Okay, so that seems reasonable. Pydantic for data models, connected infrastructure LLM outputs. Agent executed as CLI command, sure. CLI arguments, configuration loader. Oh my. I don't know if I want a YAML. I mean, I think that's clever, but I think it's also overkill right now. GitHub client module. Oh my gosh. LM client module. I mean, that seems like a good idea. Core agent model, data models, logging and metrics. Oh my. Oh, we've got like, this is going to be multiple files here. Config.py, GitHub client, list own repos, list dependent.prs. It's kind of nice. Models.py. That looks like a bunch of Pydantic models. LLM client. So it's going to analyze the logs. Okay. And then a repo maintainer agent that's going to call all those. Use argparse or typer. So we'll just say argparse just because it's easy. Logger.py. You just using logging, okay? Logging module and the rich logging handler. I like the rich logging. All right, here's the data models. Conclusion. Okay. Workflow steps. All right. This, I don't like this. I'm just going to go ahead and paste what I'm actually going to use. Environment variables. I don't want to give it my... Luckily, I don't have any secrets in here, but I'll just give it the exam, like, nah. Okay. Config file. Okay, so I don't really know that I mean, I guess, do I want a config file at this point? Not really. I'm just gonna tell it to remove the config file. Wrap each API call and retry logic. Oh, it's kind of overkill at this point because the SDKs usually do that. Validate. I don't think I need this section right now. I'm not so worried about the rate limiting. That's usually taken care of by the SDKs for the ones where it matters. Clients summary report. Okay. All right, I'm going to say keep, and then I'm going to tell it I think the YAML config is overkill for now. We can do configuration with argparse if needed, but let's start with no config. Now, interestingly, I didn't do /architect for that last one. Maybe I should have. But I think it'll update now. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. And let's get rid of this part. Okay. All right. So now we have the architect. So what is the next step in our product development is the implementer. So you are a software engineer tasked with implementing the feature described in the attached file. If anything's unclear, ask questions for starting. Complete all steps in the documenting. After finishing, verify that all steps are complete. If not, return and implement. So we're going with GPT-4.1 because it stays focused, follows instructions, and it is one of the fastest, which is nice. So let's make a new prompt. So this one is the, what do we call it? The implementer. Okay, new, let me do it again. New prompt, implementer. Oh, here we go. Implementer. And this is going to be agent mode again. Okay. So / implementer. I'm just going to call myself an implementer now. I implement things. Okay, implementer. Implement the code described in GitHub. Nope, we want it in the tech spec. Let me get the tech spec. GitHub did a tech step. Okay. Described in tech step using the packages described. Reference repo manager, for example, of using Pydantic AI with Azure OpenAI and GitHub models. Okay. The put all requirements in requirements.txt. I'm just giving it references to anything existing that it should reference. Okay, I think. Fingers crossed. Oh, I didn't change. Oh, shit, no. I didn't change the model. I want to change the model because this is 04 mini, which is going to take forever. So not going to do 04 mini for this one. Implementer GB41 and go. Okay. All right, so this one is going to, take a little more time. So how's it going here? All right. So what we've got so far is models.py. So this is defining some base classes. Now, interesting thing is we're using the GitHub SDK, and I wonder if the GitHub SDK is using a base model or data class already, and if there's going to be some overlap with the GitHub SDK models and what's here, like for repository and pull requests. These ones are all like custom, right? Like check run, analyze failure input, analyze failure output, issue payload, that sort of thing. Okay, so this is the one. Oh, it looks like it actually decided to use HTTPX and not the GitHub package that we found. So that's fine. So the GitHub client, it's going to take in a token. So I'm going to need to generate a token. That one gets the repos. So it'd be interesting to see what repos it gets. This one finds the Dependabot PRs for each repo. So it checks to see user login starts with Dependabot. Okay, interesting. I wonder if that's correct. So we find a new PR. Then you check the runs. So it looks at the pull request for that PR. And it looks at the runs for the SHA. So it's getting the main SHA. Okay. And looks to see what the status of that run is. Run, conclusion, or action required. Okay. And then find existing issues. If the PR number is in the title, found. Oh, okay. So that's just checking to see if it already filed an issue. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Create issue. Assign issue. And it has the assignee, which is a list. I actually don't know how to assign to Copilot. Like, I don't know programmatically, like if Copilot has a username or something. So I'll be curious to see what that looks like. Okay, the next step, I will proceed with that next. Okay. One of the issues with GPT-4.1 is that sometimes it says it's going to do something, then it doesn't. It's like, okay, looks good. Please proceed with the next step. All right. But it's kind of good because it gave me time to look at these, and I think these look pretty good. It didn't use my exact formatting, but I'm using rough in VS Code, so it's fixing the formatting as I update it. So we'll just say, all right, so let's look at the LLM client. So here's the client. That one's using all my setup. That's nice. This is a setup that it brought from the other file. And then making the agent, and the agent has the pedantic model. So you're an expert at analyzing GitHub workflow fails. Okay. So that's cool. That looks pretty good. All these squigglies are due to rough not liking how it wrote it, but that's fine because I can just say Control S, and on save, I have it so that rough auto fixes things according to the settings that I like. Then we have the actual repo manager.py. So it's going to probably do a lot. Oh, we've got agent.py. Okay, GitHub client. That one we already looked at. Okay, agents. Okay, requirements just added. Interesting. It added PyGithub, but I haven't seen it use PyGithub yet, which is strange. Next step would be test the workflow. All right. So here, let me just Control S. All right. So here's the agent. This looks like the main entry point, right? So it creates a GitHub client. It's passing in the GitHub token. Okay. So I'm guessing I'm going to generate a personal access token for this. It's generate the LLM client. These are all squiggles because it can't figure out what to call them, where to find them. We could probably go like that. Is that going to work? No, it's not liking that. I got to say imports. I'm like a Python expert, right? Like I should be really good at being able to import things. But I think maybe I have to move these. I think, shouldn't that work? Import models cannot be resolved. Well, we'll find out when we run it. All right. Python path is hard. So we get the repos, we process the repos, we check for the dependent PRs, we check the runs, we check the conclusion from the LLM, or no, check from the conclusion from the run. We analyze the failure, find existing issues, see if it's already there. Oh, this looks really nice. Okay, that looks really nice. I'll ask the problem solver to fix the issues, right? Because we're trying to use the persona-based approach. Okay, and then I'm going to keep and keep. Okay. All right. And now let's bring in, let's see what the agent wants to do. You must complete all steps, verify, if not, return and step. Repeat the process. The next step would be to test the workflow and add any missing error handling or logging refinements. So at this point, there's the problem solver. So the question is, should I run it first or should I? Interesting. Wait, where's the prompt for the problem solver? Okay, that's not the prompt for the problem solver. Let me ask Nicholas. Where's the prompt for the problem solver? I don't see it here. I only see it. See the example of what you sent to it. Okay. All right. So let's just say try running it and see if it works. All right, we're going to run it. Probably going to fail horribly. So first it's having an issue where it's not running in my virtual environment. That's an issue that I'm working with the Copilot team on because I do have a virtual environment configured. Just for whatever reason, it's not discovering it. And the thing is that the packages are already installed. Okay, let's see. Oh, now it's discovered it. So maybe it just took a second to figure that out. Okay. All right, that's interesting. So maybe that'll be fixed from now. Let me screenshot that. All right, so it said that we need a GitHub token, and that makes sense. So let me get that GitHub token, and let me do it in a way where you can't see me do it. So I'll probably hide the tab once I get to the token part. Let's see, we go to settings. Then we go to developer settings. And then we go to personal access tokens. We can do fine grained. And I need my two-factor. All right, momentito. Let me find my two-factor. Oh, where's my phone? All right, let's find it. All right, y'all. I got my two-factor. So, and it's very low on battery, so hopefully we have enough battery to do my second factor here. All right. Okay, maybe I'm not even supposed to show that, but it lasts only for like 1 more second. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move this tab over so you can't see me do it. I'm gonna say this is my repo agent token, and I'm gonna have it expire in 30 days, have access to only public repositories, all repositories. Well, those are only read only. Repository permissions. I think I needed to have access to actions to read. Doesn't need, actually, let me show this because this is interesting. But okay, so I said all repositories. And I said, well, wait, can I change the, no. Okay, let's do all repositories because then I can do this part here. So actions, it needs to read. Administration, no access. Attestations, I don't even know what that is. Code scanning alerts, we'll say no access for now. Code spaces, commit statuses. I'm going to say you can read that. Contents, that seems, actually don't know if it needs that. Commits, well, it might need access. Dependabot alerts, that seems like it could be useful. Because I wanted to like maybe, you know, be more proactive about this. Dependabot secrets, I don't think so. I don't, no discussions, environments, issues, read and write. Merge queues, metadata, pages, pull requests, read only, and secret scanning alerts, secrets, variables, webhooks, workflows. Eventually I want it to have triggered with a webhook. And all right. So I'm going to now move over and generate the token. Okay, generate token. All right, I got the token. I'm going to move this over and move it into my .env and not show you. Okay. All right. So I just put my token in the .env. And so now, assuming it's loading from the .env, does it use python.env? Did it implement python.env? But is it using load.env? Okay. So yeah, it is. Does it load it? Okay. Repo manager from agent. All right. I think there's a bunch of dead code in here. I don't think it uses any of this. Okay. So let's delete all this stuff that it's no longer needing and just leave the .env. I'm going to delete a lot of stuff here that it's no longer using. Okay. Which is like everything. Okay. Has one job. All right. We'll say try it again. Okay, it's running. Gonna run with the VM. Oh, I realize if it is working, it might take a good amount of time. So how much logging is it doing? Let's see. From agent. Okay, so repo maintainer agent. It should show. Oh, but we didn't set up the logger. So let's set up. we need to set up the logger in here to be able to see a lot more of what's going on, because we never said, oh, this one. Okay, I think it's a little confused because this one has an if main, and then also this one has an if main, and they shouldn't both have an if main, right? Like I should have one entry point here. Okay. So it got pretty far, but we had very little logging output. So I'm gonna say maybe implementer, or we'll just say both agent.py and repo manager.py have and name equals main section, remove from agent, and set up logging properly in agent.py. Oh, remove from repo manager. All right, here we go. So I think I think it actually did do quite a lot in that last run, but we just didn't see it because of not using it. Okay, so what just happened? It added it to agent. Oh, so now maybe I'm just we could just move everything into. Maybe we just remove the repo manager file. Okay. So agent logging basic config. This is what I wanted. Okay, so then we just need to keep. All right. So what we're gonna do is just take this and do it in here. All right. Load.env. We'll do that down here. .env. We can import this up here. Let's fix that import. Okay. All right. And we are just going to straight up RM that file so that we're not confused. All right. So now we have a single entry point. And let's just run it. Well, I guess the good thing is if we tell it to run it. Okay, run agent.py again. Hi, Robbie. Welcome. So where I'm at, Robbie, is that I've been using Nicholas Saka's approach here, the persona-based approach to AI-assisted programming. So we had the PM write the PRD, we had the architect write the tech spec, and then we had the implementer implement it. And at this point, we're on to like problem solving. So at this point, I'm just using GitHub Copilot agent mode. All right, now we've got the nice logging. So now we can check this out, all right? So it is doing a lot of requests. All right, I think I might want to, I have too many repos for this. Now, interesting, I'm seeing all these repos that are under /Pamela Fox, but I actually want a lot of the repos that I maintain are under a different organization, and I think I might have to go at this a different way, but maybe we can find some. There's probably some under Pamela Fox that also have dependent PRs. So it's doing oh my gosh, maybe I should like somehow list by, I have too many PRs, or too many repos. Okay. Maybe I should have like a filtered list of the repos that I'm actively maintaining. All right. So it did finally find one that had, all right. So let's check out this repo. I think I need to limit my repos to start off with. So this one had, let's see. So that's the GitHub. So GitHub Django quiz app. All right. So PRs. Okay. So cool. Okay. So this one does have some failed PRs. It also has some ones that succeeded. I should just merge, but, so let's just use this one as like an example. Oh, we can do filter pattern. All right. So, so how is filter pattern even executed, even implemented? Let's see, filter pattern, like, is it even used? Did it make it up? Okay, filter pattern. So if we do filter pattern, Search list owned repos. I think the thing is, if we do filtered pattern, I think it's still going to, let's see what list owned repos does. GitHub client, list owned repos per page. Oh, that's a pretty fast call. Okay, so I think what we could do is, can we change our runs to filter by Django Quiz App going forward? Oh, I just learned you shouldn't say can we, you should just say change our runs. If you say can we, then the LLM like thinks about whether it's something they can do versus just saying do it, right? All right. Well, future runs, well, you can override this with ready for next change. Oh, wait. What did it do? Oh, it defaulted. Okay, no, I just wanted it to default. I didn't want this to default. Undo. Okay. No. You should use filter pattern in your calls, not change the default in agent.py. Please test again. All right. I'm being so polite. You don't need to say please. All right. So hopefully on this run, it's going to add on the filter pattern and try that out. So just looking at it, what did it do? So analyze failure input. Expected code to be unreachable. Expected code to be unreachable. That's weird. Assert never. Okay. Okay. There's some sort of strange output. All right. I'm just gonna run it. So we do well, I always like to race and see who's faster. Python agent. All right, here we go. There we go. It's got it. All right. So we're gonna run ahead. There we go. Continue. Oh, but this time it didn't run with the right run in the .vm. Okay. There we go. Okay. Sure. Let's try that. All right. So it's fetching. Okay. I apparently have 349 owned repositories, processing one repository after filtering. All right. So it took 4 network requests to find that repository. That's reasonable, I guess. I could be like caching these. Now it's checking for pull request, right? Pull state open. Wait, why would it need 2 pages? There's not that many pull requests for this. Let me just, can I go to here? Oh, it's interesting. The link gets broken over 2 lines. Okay. So why does it think it needs 2 pages of pull requests? Ish number 68, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It like, okay, so it does pulls page equals 2. Then it looks at the actual pull request. And then it looks at the runs for that pull request. And then it looks at the next pull request and looks at the runs. Okay. And okay, this is where it calls the agent to analyze the run. And then it's looking at the open issues to see if there's any open issues. Okay. So now it says, that it crashed. Agent run result has no object type. That's true. So it doesn't understand how to use the result of the agent. So let's see, analysis.type. Okay. So it's probably just an issue where it doesn't understand how to use Pydantic, the Pydantic's API. So this one is going to give a output. So what we should do is actually say we want .output, and that should be the structured output. Let's see. agent run. Oh, we need to do like this. All right. Let's just check that with my other Pydantic code. Just make sure agent.run. Okay. So we do the run and we get the output, and that is the decision. Yes. Okay. All right. So we do the run, and then we take the output, and the output will be the type we told it to be, analyze failure output. Okay. All right. So let's try that run again. I fixed it. Run again. All right, we're gonna run this. Okay, so it's once again getting my many repos. I wonder if am I gonna get rate limited? Now I'm worried about rate limiting. Okay. Oh, cool. Hey, look at this. Hey. Wow. All right. So it says, so we're in dry run mode, which is really cool that it implemented a dry run mode. So it says dry run would create an issue in Django Quiz App for PR 58. So I wonder what would that issue look like? So PR 58. 58 is this one. That is a failed. Oh, look, I haven't used a dependent bot, so it failed the updates. So sad. Okay, so I want to see for the dry run output, please. Well, or we can just do it. Let's just do it. All right, cool. Let's try it without the dry run. Because this is fine. This is just one of my personal repos, so we can just do it live. Let's check it out. So now it's not doing the dry run, so now it should actually create an issue, and we'll see what that issue looks like, and if we want that to look different. But unprocessable. Okay, what does that mean? All right, so it got a HTTP 422. 422. Oh, okay. So we did something wrong. So let's see. What did we do wrong? I bet you it's the assignee, because as I was saying, I don't know what it looks like to assign to Copilot. So let's take a look at this PR, right? This is where I assigned Copilot. So who is Copilot? Like, how do I assign to Copilot? Copilot coding agent. How do I do it? So what I should do is like, okay, I think the issue is with the assignee being wrong. Can you please look at the API response for issue and see what the assignee looks like for that? Okay. So hopefully it'll give me like a curl call or a Python call, fetch web page. Okay, well, then continue. Okay. But I think we need to see what the JSON looks like. Yeah, the assignee is Copilot Sui agent. Oh, how did it know that? Is that true? How did you know? I mean, that sounds actually kind of correct, but how did it know? Is it like maybe in the HTML issue assignee? Copilot Sui agent. Use Copilot to work on an issue. Using the CLI. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It is correct. I don't know how I knew that, but great. Yes. All right. So that is how we programmatically assign to Copilot. And hopefully that is the issue with the HP 422. So what is it going to do? What's it going to update? Agent.py. Oh, okay. So before it was assigning to GitHub Copilot, that was made up. And now it's going to be Copilot Suite Agent. So we'll keep that change. And now we will try it again. I'll be really excited if this works. Okay. Okay. So something else is wrong. Yes. Yes. Add more debugging. Okay, so we're gonna try it. Okay, but I also just created issue for PR. I don't know if that's enough debugging, but we'll find out. So when it creates an issue, there's the repo and the issue. The issue has title, body, labels. I wonder if it's the labels. Analysis.type. Analysis, analyze input failure. It doesn't have a type. I wonder if that's the issue. Analysis.type. What was that supposed to be? Type? Does any of this? Oh, this one has a output has a type. Oh, so it does have a type. Okay. Analysis.summary.type. Well, I assume you can okay. Okay. Copilot Suite Agent is not. Oh, I wonder if it's because I have to, do I have to enable it? That have permission and are assignable. Okay. Let's see if I could actually assign an issue in just manually. Django quiz app. Django quiz app. Issues. Upgrade. Psycho PG2. Create the issue. Assign it. I do see Copilot there. Copilot is Copilot Suite Agent. It's an app. All right, let's look at those docs again. Make sure you're authenticating with a user token, like a personal access token. Verify that it's enabled by checking the repositories. Suggested actors. Fetch the GraphQL global ID. Create an issue with create issue. Assignee ID is bot ID or bot ID. Make an ID. Okay. Oh, we need to get the ID. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to tell it, I think assignee ID is still wrong. See the instructions here about assigning with the GitHub API fetch. So it is fetch. Gonna make fetch happen. It's happening. Okay. Fetch that page. Yeah. Okay. The REST API will not work unless, okay, using summary. Yes. Do it. Do it. So probably going to add something to the GitHub client.py. Okay, good. Is it doing it? I think I should okay, there we go. It's proceeding. Good job. All right, for dry run info only. Well, let's see. Get repo and Copilot IDs. So it's getting the suggested actors, whoever can be assigned. It's looking for the one where the login is this. It's getting back the ID. And then it's creating the issue using GraphQL. Okay. All right. But then why is it create issue GraphQL? Is this one going to create issue? Who's calling this one? Get repo and copilot IDs. Oh, okay. They're calling it there. All right. That's fine. Okay. All right. Let's try that out. Oh, look at that. Creating an issue. Wow. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. There's two different ones. All right, summary. The automated test suite. Oh, look, it's assigned and likely due instructions. Please check the failed workflow. Ensure PIMSOL runs. Oh gosh. Why is it referencing Java? I wonder if it'll still work, but why is it referencing Java? What is this? In some test class, some class.java? Really? Really, really, really? I don't know. Let's take a look and see. Oh, the logs for this run have expired. Oh my gosh. So how did it even know? It didn't know. Okay. All right. That's a little sketch. So I wonder, did it just, I feel like it hallucinated it. Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, it looks like the failed PRs had no logs because they expired. Yeah, and the LLM hallucinated logs. Please, if there are no logs, then don't we should please make it so that we do not analyze them. The other issue is that I don't really like this title. So I'm gonna have it. I think the title should be, like what we wanted to actually do, right? We wanted to upgrade the relevant package, right? All right, so we're gonna see only analyze if at least one failing check run has non-empty logs. Skipping because so is it gonna so it's gonna skip it. So in that case, it's gonna skip it entirely. But I don't, okay, wait. I don't want to skip the PR entirely. I still want to make an issue as long as that PR had failed CI. I just skip the analysis. That. I guess we do need to keep the PR number for the existing issue check. So if has logs, otherwise there's no logs, and so it just says failed CR. That's kind of good. This dependent about PR has at least one failed, but no logs are available. Please investigate the workflow manually. Well, you can't really investigate it manually. Okay, I'm going to keep that, and then I'm going to say, please upgrade the package that was the target of the PR. And then each dependent bot PR has a target package that it's upgrading referenced in the title. The issue title should reference that target package as well instead of the failure type. Because otherwise I'm just going to have a lot of issues that I'll say failed CI, failed CI, failed CI. And I really want to know a little bit more in that title, right? Also, we don't need the repo name. I'll get rid of that afterwards. Okay, failed. No, we want it. We'll now reference the target package. Oh, there we go. Target package failed CI. Okay, we're getting there. All right, we don't need the repo name. Let's see, remove repo.name from the issue title. That's redundant since it's in the repo already. Target package. So where did it get target package anyway? Oh, extract the first word. Oh, we're using regex. Yay, regex. We might want to use an LM for that. We'll see. Bumper update. Is it usually bumper update? Yeah, it is usually bumper update. But I think it depends if you're doing grouped updates. Sometimes I do grouped updates. We'll find out. Okay, PR number failed TI. Okay. All right, that seems reasonable. So I'm just going to say PR. I'm going to say dependent bot PR to upgrade target package failed CI. All right, and then let me just make sure find existing issue works with current title format. Okay. Dependent PR to upgrade failed CI. Okay. I like that. Man, this would be so nice if this works because every Monday right now, I wake up and I see all the dependent bot PRs. I'm like, great. Another day of manually fixing dependent bot PRs. Okay. All right. So do a little update, find existing issues down here. All right. So I don't like that once again we're doing a regex here, but maybe we can like do like a label or something. That would be more a little fancier, but like to do, don't use regex. Maybe look for a label. Yeah, maybe a label. Okay. All right, and now I need to, what I'm going to do is delete the current ones just so it doesn't get confused by these so that we can start it over. Okay. All right. Great. Please run again on Django ClickUp. All right. And we're going to run that. Oh, okay. Does not have a title. Include the try, updated that. Yes. All right, doing little updates here. So it's probably going to update the models. Yeah, this one only has number, author, title. So we update the models. The client is adding the title. Great. And then we'll keep that, and run that. All right. I might move some of these logs to debug output. Okay, PRs created, issues created. So let's go ahead and refresh our issues. Dependent bot PI to upgrade CycleBDD, failed CI, love it. Love it. All right. And now it is assigned to Copilot. And Copilot has already made a pull request, but it's a work in progress. So we'll see. Oh, now we've got, oh man, we've got, I'm going to delete this one. Some of these are old. I'll just delete them once they're relevant. Okay. So this one's a work in progress. Like Django environment. So, okay, thanks. I'm starting working every day. Tip. All right. I have to approve workflows. Okay. I wonder if I can auto approve the Copilot workflows. So it didn't change anything yet. Okay. It's definitely a work in progress, as in nothing has happened. Files changed 0. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this thing here. Summary has at least one failed. I didn't know logs are available. Please upgrade the package that was the target of the PR. Okay. Please upgrade. I feel like it should say, okay, was this a manually written one or is this from the LLM? I don't actually know. Please upgrade. Oh, because this is from the one where we have no logs. Okay, so please upgrade the package and make sure that the package, the full package requirements can be installed according to the repo's README, right? That's the most generic thing. And instructions, ensure as per repo, README instructions. Ensure the packages. I'm not going to say pick install because some of them might be, using Ruby, can be installed full per repo instructions. Okay. Okay. So while that's working, the next question is, oh, does it think it has an upgrade? No, still working. And this one, files change 0. All right. Okay, so then the next question is, how do I get this to run in Azure Samples on my Azure Samples orgs? Okay. All right, this is running on my personal repos, but I'm also a maintainer of many repos in Azure Samples org. How do I run it on those repos? Because if I can't run it on those, then, I'll be sad. Because that's where I get most of my dependent bot emails. So you need to update to include where you have a collaborator or admin. Okay, so using the GitHub affiliation, it goes owner collaboration, get all the repos, admin or maintain, CLI flag to filter by organization. Okay, that sounds good. Yes, please do that. And let's test with dry run after. Well, let's just do that first. And then I'll just do a dry run on one of the ones that I know has an open PR. Let me link to this doc here since that was helpful. And let's find one of the repos that we're going to want to do a dry run for. This one. Oh, that was one where I already kind of fixed it. But this one, yeah, this one would be great. So that would be a good one to do a little dry run for. All right, so it's working. Let's see. What else? Okay. Just making some changes. All right, working. Yeah, the other thing I was looking at, like we're getting like a lot of logging here. Might want to change the logging levels. So what are we using right now? Logging dot basic config. So typically what I do is I actually set this to warning and then I do logger dot set level. Yeah, so then we'll get the info level for our agent. and not get it for all the other ones. Agent.py. Okay, so we have a lot from agent.py. And I guess we don't have logging. Do we not have logging in these ones? Logging. Let me just see. Do we have logging in anything else? Agent.py. Nope. Okay. All right. So that should be good. So I do like seeing the HP requests because it helps me see all the requests required by this. But it is kind of harder to understand what's going on. So I think that should be, something you enable when you want it. All right. So it is still working on updating GitHub client here. So while it's doing that, we will check up and see. Oh yeah, there's the doc. Okay, let's see. Do we have any? Oh, it's got like a whole plan now. That's nice. Investigate the dependent bot PR, set up local environment, understand the breaking changes in Django environments there. Oh, that's cool. It looked at the change log. Ooh, that's quite nice. That's actually what I normally do. It's doing what I do. It's cool. Ooh, look, share your feedback for a chance to win $200 gift card. I probably am not eligible for this, but if you're watching, you might be eligible. So I will put this in the chat and you can share your feedback. Oh, I forgot that I have a really cute test output on this one. So it says which test pass. But wait, it didn't even run the test yet. Well, no wonder the test passed. So I guess it's just still working. View session. Oh, that's what you do. You can view session. Uses fewer premium requests. Oh, right, because I'm doing this on my personal account. I'm like maybe paying money for it. I don't know how much this is costing. Now I'll find out what it's like to pay money for things. All right, so it's looking at the repository. It's using an MCP server. It's looking at requirements. It's looking at the app structure. It's running the existing tests. Okay. So it has a thought. And I can see, oh, it saw the changelog just from the PR because the PR sometimes has the changelog in it. Okay. Check the current state, update it, run tests. I wonder if it's checked to see like what is the actual current version of Django environment, because that thing was from a while ago. So ideally it would actually like look up and see what 0.12.0. Okay, well, that is the current version. That might just be coincidence or not, because ideally it would like upgrade to the most recent one, I think. Okay, so it's running a command. It's trying to do a pip install. Oh, it's upgrading pip. Now it's trying to install the requirements. And okay, that's a really long output. Now it's trying to run the tests. Unfortunately, it gets an error. Oh, you know why? Because this one uses Postgres and it hasn't set up a local Postgres server. So the tests are never going to work. Ooh, I wonder if we can get it to use the dev container. Oh, it's going to set up Postgres? What? Wow. That's cool. Okay. Great. Running again, probably because the connection details aren't quite right. Is it going to figure it out? Connection server, no password supplied. Yeah, you need to set up a password. Let me use a SQLite database. Really? Is that going to work? What? It worked? I don't know how you even did that. I would set the DB engine. What? That's crazy. Okay. Sure. I wouldn't even know how to do that. All right. And now it's doing stuff. Upgrade Django environment. Timeout issue. Okay, running. All right, it's uninstalling. Network connectivity issues with PyPy. Interesting. Is that a firewall issue or just a flake? Let me try. All right, so for some reason it's having a hard time reading from PyPy. And that's interesting because it did do a pip install successfully earlier. But it's persistent network issues. Okay. So it's just going to go for it and hope that it worked. It is really interesting seeing the session, I got to say. It's pretty impressive. I'm glad I'm not implementing this myself. All right. The task is clear. All right. Update it. Update it. Disable inline comments. Doesn't see any inline comments. Checking to make sure there's no inline comments. And checking. Okay. Really cool. Okay. Oh, yeah. And so going back here. All right. So listing own repos with an optional org. All right. And adding the org argument here. And then if org is set. Okay, so it's going to get all mine where I'm an owner, collaborator, or and if the org is set, I'm only including repos in that org. And then I'm checking whether I have admin, maintain, or push permissions. Okay. Sounds reasonable. That's just a typing issue. Optional string none. Okay, that should fix it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Org equals org. List own repos. This one should also be string or none equals none. Okay. All right. Example usage. Okay, let's run that in dry run mode. And filter for this one here. That one I know has the thing I want fixed. Okay. All right. It wasn't on there. All right. So that's really interesting. I'm going to link to this session. I don't know if you can see the session, but I do find it really interesting. All right. So if we go back to the PR, then do we have the files changed yet? There we go. Files changed 1. All right. All of that for a file change, but like, you know, it did its due diligence. So I'm going to approve the workflows to run. Don't know if I'm going to have to always do that because it's a bit annoying. But okay. All right. And then also, okay, going over here, we're going to run in the VM. It keeps forgetting to run in the VM. So I'll have to take a look at this after. All right. So let's run that. Oh, maybe because it's already in the VM because it ran in the existing terminal. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to work with the VM. All right, running that and discovered 969 owned repositories. Oh gosh. All right, processing 001s after filtering. I wonder why. So check the exact repository name and filter pattern. Access the repository as an owner, maintainer, collaborator. Maybe I have some other kind of access. I don't have access. Okay. Okay, let me just ask, how do I test my repository access? How do I check? Maybe there's just something I can do in the UI or programmatically. Oh, and it didn't try the org. I wonder if we should try the org. Well, either way, only include repos. Okay, we didn't check org, but that's fine. Settings, manage access, settings. Okay, click on settings. Now I can't see this just because of how we set up our permissions, but so maybe it's okay. We have very special permissions for our repos. So I won't be able to see this until I give myself a just-in-time permission. So let me see if I can do that and then see what it says my access is. But maybe that's the reason why. Let's see. But it did say I had 969 repos. So I wonder what those 969 repos are. That's right. Can you, okay, can you curl age token repo? Okay. All right, let me elevate my access. All right. So now I should have setting access. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Said to go to collaborators and teams. Collaborators and teams. And then it does say I'm an admin. Okay. It says I have role admin. Can we try filtering by Azure samples org and no other repo and just listing out every single repo where I have access in that org? Logging.info. All right, let's see. List repos, list owned repos. Wait, what does list repos do? There's no list repos. You made that up. Okay. Hallucination. All right, we're just gonna say I'm gonna add in the logging call here. Here we go. Let's bring in the logger. Logging, import. Oh, this needs some formatting. What happened to this formatting? All right. Okay, here we go. Logging again, logger, okay. And then in the list repos, list owned repos, I'm going to do a logger dot info or repo lower not equal for repo in data. Oh, so I'm going to show each repo. Okay, logger dot info found repo owned by repo. All right. And now let's try it again. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not filtering very well. Can we add the org? Can we filter the user repos API by org? Like, is that, let's check GitHub API, GitHub API user repos. List, or we can just list organization repositories, right? That would be another approach. But let's see, user repository, list repositories for a user. Okay, so that maybe won't have an option for that. Type, sort, direction, page. List repositories for a user. Affiliation. What? Okay, it says there's this affiliation. I don't see affiliation here. Did they make it up? Oh, affiliation. There we go. Affiliation. Visibility. Affiliation. Type. Type looks really similar to affiliation. Okay, sort, direction, per page, since, that seems useful. But okay, there isn't, you can't do it at the org. What you can do Okay, let's change code so that if org is specified, then it uses slash orgs slash repos. Oh, we could also just change the okay, do we have visibility? We should just change, we don't need archive one. So let's just change visibility in that case anyway. And oh, visibility. And also like I only care about public ones in my case. So if org, it's going to do an org call. And then it's going to find a repo. And it's going to check if if the user has admin right. Okay. All right, I'm going to put this here and just see if I have any of the permissions. Okay. And let's just do public. So this is /org/repos. So /org/repos can do type sort direction page. And let's do type equals public. And type equals public. Type is public. Direction. Okay. We'll do the same thing down here. Just so we don't reveal anything private. Okay. Dry run org. Still pretending that it has CLI that it doesn't have. Python agent.py. But all right, so then it's going to check to see if I have permissions. Archive true. Wait, owned by Azure samples. It might turn out that I have permissions on a lot of them. I don't know. Let's look at what the API doc says for the response. So response schema, example response is the owner, private, archive, permissions, admin false. Yeah, so it should be permissions, admin true. Let's see if they document that anywhere. Okay. They don't really document the response so much, but permissions got admin or permission get maintain or permission. Okay. Discovered 193 own repositories, processed 186 repositories after filtering. What was the filtering that you just did? Okay. And now could I do the dry run? Okay. And then filter pattern. So now I'm going to pass in that filter pattern from before. This one. Oh, Python. Okay. And then here we go. Okay. A bunch of repos, but is it going to find the one that I want? Let's see. Okay, so why does it feel slow? Okay, so it's going to get the URL, makes a single request, checks the permission. All right, line 102. That shouldn't be that slow. Oh, I see some of mine. Some of these are definitely mine. Good. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, it found it. Okay, good. Okay, dry run would create issue to upgrade IOHP failed CI. Oh, love it. Okay, so it did find it found 193 owned repositories. It is possible that so I guess I have access to quite a few just because of different orgs I'm in. I think what I really need to do is figure out like how do I figure out who gets, because I get dependent about updates only for a subset of these. So why is it like, how do I know which of these I'm getting dependent about updates for, right? Because I really want to only run these on the ones where I'm getting dependent about updates. So I have to figure that out. But this is pretty cool. So let me change this to not be in dry run modes, since we're filtering on. I definitely don't want to run this on every one of those 193 because some of these I'm really not directly responsible for. But I do want to see if I can run it on this one, because if I can run it on this one, then at least I have a path for being able to have happier Mondays to handle the failed dependent bots. And let's see how the Django one is doing. Okay, so everything has passed. And great. I'm going to say it looks good. Review changes, approve. It's interesting that it says ready for review. I'll just mark that as ready for review. Probably should file that as an issue in the Copilot agent repo, but now I'm going to merge it. And there we go. Okay, so that one's good. I can close this PR because it was already taken care of. I can go, okay, upgrade. So which one? Open 39, upgrade Psycho PG. So I think this one. And compatibility. So what did it do? Psycho PG. Oh, because Psycho PG was in 2 places. That's probably why the original one failed. Because Dependabot often fails when it's when I've got like multiple files that reference the same thing, because it doesn't update it in both places. So that's great. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay. Oh no, none type object is not descriptable. Why? We'll just let it figure that out. Okay, so we're running that one. All right, let me go ahead and commit the code. Let me make sure. Okay, we're not gonna just checking. We don't have any. I don't have anything, any private things that are gonna get committed. No, because we've got a good git ignore here. Okay, that's good. Did not return an issue. Okay. All right, please improve. All right, so let me go ahead and commit this stuff so that you all can check it out. Upgrade the coding, implement the dependent bot agent. Oh, it just was using an old way of, I guess, an incorrect way of working with the GraphQL. Okay. All right, so now we'll try rerunning it. All right, so now it is, it's pushed. Latest repository, GitHub repo maintainer agent. Here we go. Oh, the README desperately needs updating. My gosh. Okay. I need my content writer prompt next. But here is the code. So you can try it for your own needs. Wonder why this part feels like kind of slow, because this isn't making, it should just be a single request, but it's feeling kind of slow. I don't know why. On repo. So that's not doing permissions.get found repo. Is it doing anything after that? That should be a single page URL while true for repo and data. That should be fairly fast. I'm confused as to why this is being fairly slow. Resource not accessible by personal access token. No. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe because, yeah, maybe the personal access token doesn't have access to make issues there. Interesting. I don't, now I can I make a GitHub token that has access to that to make issues in that repo? All right, I'm going to have to investigate that. I do have to go now. I will investigate that. I really hope I can, because otherwise I won't have a good path to being able to maintain my repos. So I will investigate that and hopefully figure it out. And thank you for hanging out and live coding. And bye, everyone.